Okay. Good morning again. Sorry, Pedro. Please.
Yeah, okay. Let me just share my screen,
Yes, please.
and you should be able to see it by now. Okay. So,
Yes, perfect.
first of all, thank you for allowing me to be here talking with you. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I'll try to focus more on a specific project that we have. I'm going to go through a little bit about what we do in Weezie, what we are trying to solve. We have 4 projects in the Department of R&D that involve AI and machine learning. But we are going to focus more on one of them. That is the one that is currently under development. And that's where we hope that we get some help from you, where we can accept PhD students to work with us, either in research, development, whatever the case might be. Feel free to interrupt at any time. I like more if you interrupt instead of waiting for the end. Otherwise, I might lose track of what we were speaking before. If you put a question at the end, I might lose or not to know what I was talking about. So, Weezie, what we are and what we do. We are a startup, still a startup located in Porto. We came from a spin-off of an engineering company that did projects for telecom operators. For example, did projects for Vodafone, PT Telecom, now Altice, and etc. And we saw an opportunity to start to automatize as much as possible and digitize as well, because it was a manual labor process, huge amounts of paper that was being wasted. And this way, we moved on into a digital era where we work with tablets on the field, we work with automated software that at the end we just need almost to click in the button and the job is done. Fiber optics. So there's a huge problem in several phases of the workflow. And the main issue behind all of this is that also fiber optics is everywhere. If you use your phone, you are using fiber, most likely with 5G. If you are using public transport, you are using fiber. If you are watching TV at home, you are using fiber. If you are using your internet, most likely also using fiber. So there's a huge risk and a huge demand on top of this concept. On the workflow, there are 3 important phases. So we have the design, expansions, and maintenance. And on top of each of those phases, we have several problems. Either the complexity, the manual labor, the costs, predicting if an area is going to expand and I need to get there first. Environment factors, for example, if there is a huge probability of storms in a specific area, you need to be more proactive on your maintenance, or be aware that most likely the service is not going to be the ideal one for the customers. And also for the maintenance, again, you don't want to get the equipment to fail. You want to get there before it fails, so that the client or the customer doesn't complain about not having service. What we try to solve, before our solution, there were a lot of them spread out across the spectrum of solutions in this area, and we try to put everything together. So we call it an ecosystem for telecom operators. Instead of working with AutoCAD, Excel, Google Drive for photos, then several different applications for each different action that you want to do. We do everything together. The data stays in the same place and goes across different shareholders instead of asking for an email, waiting for the email. The email only reaches the next day, and there's a huge amount of wasted time. Fiber, field, and tasks are the applications that we currently have in production. Fiber goes for the survey. So before a network is designed, there's a need to go to the field and check what is there, so that we know exactly, okay, we have 10 homes here, there's a pole there, there's a cable there as well, and fiber and field works in tandem. So field goes actually to the outside, and the fiber takes data from field to design the network. Tasks is the application that we then create a list of tasks assigned to a task force, and they go to the field to construct the network or to do maintenance, any tasks that might be associated with this area. In the nearby future, we have 4 more applications. So we have Flow, Garden, Scheduler, and Grow. These are going to be powered by AI and are going to target problems that are mentioned above. And these are the 4 projects that I'm going to speak in the next slides. Here we can see more or less how these projects are going to solve each one of those problems. With the colors, we can then come back later if you want to check, or even in the recording, you can come back at this slide and see what is going to be targeted by what. So with Flow, we try to automate and optimize the designs. There's a huge problem on the design network. Usually, you take data, you spend hours or days doing a design. So just a generic concept, imagine that you have a map, you have several places or several points that are the homes with our customers, and you have a starting point of your network. The objective for a network designer is to somehow connect that starting point to all of the homes. The issue is that you need to use the infrastructure. So you have lines, say where your cable or your network can pass through. And sometimes you don't have any, so you need to place new infrastructure. And at the end of 5 to 6 days, you get to a result, or you get a project that you are drawing the lines on top of the infrastructure. You get a result that, okay, is ready to go. Let's send it to our client, or let's send it to the per management to see if it's going to be approved or not. After that 6-day working, you send it. 2 days later, it comes back because there's an issue. You can't plan like that, and you spend another week fixing everything. That's great. At the end, it's approved, goes to the field to be constructed. The guy is on the field constructing and see, okay, on the project, I need to pass my cable on this conduct, but the conduct either doesn't exist or is obstructed, whatever. I can't install it, and the design comes back again, and another week to fix the issue, and the construction stops everything halted because you can't advance. So there's a huge amount of time being wasted. And with this project, the Weezie Flow, we are trying to reduce that amount of time as much as possible. So our workflow would be to train the Flow module, or model, sorry, where we are going to train a model to design fiber networks. Currently, what we have is using traditional algorithms, so we can input several layers of data. For example, the example that I gave before, homes and the starting point. And with that, those algorithms already are able or capable to generate a network on the map. It's not a fully optimized, it's not a tailored to the customer, to the client, but it's already something. So, and that's going to be used to train the model as well. After we have a generic model, we are going to feed the client's historical data. So the client has already a lot of networks designed, and we are going to feed those designs to the model. That will give us a tailored model to the client, because each region has different ways of working, and even on the same region, the clients have different ways of working as well. After the client has that tailored model, it can upload the spatial data. So the example I gave before, homes and the starting point, infrastructure, and that will give us a design draft based on the traditional algorithm that I spoke before. And with that draft, then can be sent to the model to be adjusted and optimized. So instead of working and spending 1, 2, 3 weeks working on the same thing, our idea is only to, okay, we are going to do the work on our side to train the models. And at the end, the user or our clients only need to worry about, okay, I want to import this data. Give me the draft. Okay, I can adjust something and then send it to the model to be fully adjusted and optimized. Instead of taking three weeks. We are aiming to taking a couple of hours, at least on the client side. We are going to spend a lot of more time to develop the module and this module, the Weezie Flow. So in an ideal world, yeah. Okay. In an ideal world, we will start with some home locations and a start point, the example I gave before, and we'll get a design based on the client specs. So we can see here on the right that we don't have these points now because we don't need the homes, but we have all of these points and lines, meaning that they are cables, they are equipments, they are technical points that we call, so they are poles or chambers. And the client doesn't need to worry about any of that. He can, of course, at the end check and validate if the model gave a good result, but doesn't need to worry about doing everything to be able to construct a network. So next one is Weezie Grow. Is going to help or go along with Weezie Flow. So Weezie Flow will optimize the design. Weezie Grow will tell the client where to design. So it's going to look at, for example, how the population is growing, how's the socio-economic status, where you have infrastructure, where are your competition, or where is not your competition yet, and try to predict where is going to be a good place to start now investing. So imagine that we are seeing a specific city. We look at a city, we can see a pattern evolving along the years, that there's a huge growth coming from left to right. And on the right, we still don't have any network coverage. So ideally, Weezie Grow will tell the client, okay, there's a huge potential on that specific section, so the right section. It will be ideal to start to work there now because there is no competition. You'll be the first one to arrive to that location, and if you are the first to arrive in this market, you have the market in a way, because there is no competition. The customers don't have any other choice other than your service. Then we have Weezie Garden. So it's important to have your service available, but more than that, it's also important to have your service working as expected. As I mentioned before, we don't want to allow the equipment to fail. We want to get there before it fails. So with that, we want to predict any network failure that might happen. We are going to look at IoT data. We are going to look at weather conditions and equipment data sheets. So a quick example, let's say that I have an equipment where the specs say that the equipment must only work under specific weather conditions, let's say between 0 and 20 degrees. And we can see from history that there was 3 months where the weather or the temperature was -20. That will, of course, influence the results that the model will give us, and probably say, okay, based on the weather conditions that the equipment experience, it might fail in the next couple of months. And with that information, we can then do preventive maintenance that will send a team there to either replace the equipment or to check if the equipment is still functioning as expected. So our model will take IoT, weather, and data sheets. We'll start to analyze any patterns that might find there, run simulations to take those conditions and extend them in the timeline. So let's say, for example, if this equipment experiences these conditions for the next couple of months, it will fail in a certain amount of time. And based on those simulations, we'll predict the outcomes from them. And as I mentioned, with that, we can do preventive maintenance. In a way, it will minimize the amount of time the network goes down without we knowing, because we already went there before it went down. That will keep the customer happy because the network will be more reliable. And also, it will improve the operational efficiency because we are not spending a lot of time going after the problem. We are not allowing the problem to exist in a certain way. And finally, we have the Weezie scheduler. So this for the automated task scheduling, where we want to take the data from our resources, so people, time, etc., and the data that is traffic data, how much time is required to complete each task, where the user or our resources start to work, and based on that, schedule all of the tasks in an efficient way, and that can be also adjusted in real time based on the conditions that are experienced during the day. A quick example. So I'm from Porto. I'm going to give an example in Porto, that we have Porto and then we have Gaia separated with a river. Usually in the morning, there's more traffic going to the north, so going to Porto, and at the end of the day, it's the other way around. Ideally, with the scheduler, if the user starts in Gaia, it will say to start doing your tasks in Gaia because you don't have any traffic. And during the day, you go to Porto, and at that time, the traffic is lower. And come back before 5, for example. Otherwise, you'll find a rush hour and you'll spend a lot of time in traffic. That's our idea for this module, is to minimize the amount of time wasted. In a way, all of the projects are aiming for that, to minimize the time that you waste in your operations. So in this case, less time stuck in traffic, less conflicts. Let's say, for example, that if doing by hand, you could schedule the same resource to 2 tasks at the same time. Now, so less unknowns because everything is properly scheduled and efficiently scheduled, and the model will probably take care of those unknowns that might be able or might appear during the workflow. So how we can collaborate and how we can work together. We see a huge potential on these projects, mainly because some of them are kind of not going to say unique, but there's not much there outside. So, for example, for the Weezie Garden, we found a paper last year for the same thing, but in 5G networks. So it's kind of similar, but there's one paper. So that's still a huge potential in there. Working with UTAD and with Weezie, there's the possibility for thesis and research, so that we can it can be a win-win relation between UTAD and the industry. So, for example, telecom operators, there's cross-pollination in funding, research for innovation. So there's a huge potential there as well. And between Weezie and industry, we are going to work with them, giving access to pilot projects and also the data sharing. Working everything together, we are going to bet a lot of innovation because there's a huge potential again for these. Everything done, we are welcoming PhD students to collaborate with us. We have some experience in this area of machine learning and AI, but it's quite limited. And that's why we are, or I'm speaking here today on behalf of Weezie, to try to make this take this up and running, and that's it. So it was a quick presentation.
Yes.
Feel free to ask anything. You have my contacts there. Feel free to reach out as well offline if you need. And that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Pedro. Very nice presentation. Very challenged. We have here a lot of nice ideas that can fit in our students. I have one or two questions, but let me call the audience first. If not, I'm gonna have an initial question. What about, can you talk about your main clients? Are in Portugal, are in outside the EU or wherever?
So when we started, the engineering company worked with national operators.
Yes.
And we had that tool, internal tool. And the first client that we had was in France. Because in Portugal, it's a well-developed market. So in a way, Portugal is on the top of the countries in terms of fiber networks, because we are really small and it's quite easy to try new things and to
Yes.
put those things everywhere. So currently we have clients in France, UK, South America, in the States as well.
Okay.
And we have several pilots as well going around the Europe, trying to see if we get more flags in the countries.
Okay. 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 Question, please. One or two, I think.
I have only one question.
Please.
Which kind of industries is Weezie currently applying to?
It's only,
As a software-based company, is it applying to what? To which kind of industry?
We are only working with telecommunication industry, so telecom operators. We have thought about giving or building tools for different industries because the concept is quite similar. So they are networks, could be electrical, fiber, gas networks. But as of today, we are only mainly focused on telecom.
Okay, thank you.
More questions?
We have
Yes.
we have worked
No
in the
problem.
past with telecom.
Yes.
I mean energy. We had a project in South Africa, with an energy operator, and it went well. So the concept is quite similar to fiber between energy. They are networks I mentioned before.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
We have a student, a PhD student from Nigeria, and his work is relating. He works in a oil company in Nigeria that has long telecommunication cables around all the stations. And the idea is to try to optimize the solutions to relating also with fiber optic.
Okay.
Okay. Can you put only to finish the presentation, the first when you identify the three main lines, please, just to ask one thing. The one of the first slides.
Let me just share again.
Yes, yes, please.
So
When you
is this one?
talk, no more one. Yeah, yes, that's perfect. As I understand, these three lines of development are complete new fiber field task, or you have
No, the fiber field and tasks
the
are the current
idea is
ones.
to develop. Yes.
Yeah, fiber field and tasks are the current ones that are already in production. They are ready.
Yes.
The new ones at the bottom, so Weezie
Flow,
Garden, Schedule and Grow.
all new. That's where you want to focus the new developments. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. So
Yes,
those are
very
the
nice.
first one that I explained. I
Yes.
talked about. The flow
Yes.
is currently active. So we have some traditional algorithms giving us an output, like a draft for the design.
Yes, yes.
We are starting Weezie Garden. It's currently also active, but in an early stage, where we are trying to gather data from our clients. So that we need data to train the models. And schedule grow is going to be later, more like 1 or more 2 years to start.
Okay, I think it is an excellent opportunity for the students. Of course, in nowadays there are many. We have almost 100 PhD students, certainly, and of course there are many working on data. Today, the main focus of the work is on data, because many companies from agriculture, for whatever, every company needs to understand the data, transforming information, whatever. And I hope that in the future we can have a student working with Weezie. So if possible, I want to ask Pedro to send to us the paper that you talk. It's possible, or the link.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, and if no more questions, we need to leave Pedro for the weekend.
Yeah.
And of course, in the future we can talk. And if everybody has some question, feel please. If I talk also to Pedro, we have the doctoral consortium this year on the 10 July. 2025. All the students must, we hope, can be present to with a small pitch relating to the work. And of course, if Weezie can be with us, it will be very nice also, okay?
For sure, for sure.
So,
So,
more question,
that's it.
please? No? So, thank you
Yeah.
very much again. And wish you a nice weekend, and we talk soon, okay?
Yeah, for sure. So thank you again, everyone. One more time, we have more. You have more. You have my contact being shared currently. I'm going to send over the paper that I mentioned
Thank
about predicting in 5G networks. I'll send also the presentation if you want to share.
Yes, please.
Internally, and feel free to reach out. And if one of you, we need your help. So feel free to ask or send any message that you might want.
Okay. Send
Okay.
the compliments to the other people in the company, okay?
For sure.
Thank you.
For
Have
sure.
a nice
Thank you.
weekend.
Bye-bye, all. Have a
Yes.
nice weekend.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So, let's go. Now we have just to tell you something. We are going to present not a synchronous presentation, is asynchronous. If you want, of course, you can send some questions, whatever. And I send to Filipe Santos. What about this presentation? We have many students, PhD students from a research lab in Porto, call it in Portugal, INESC Tech. I think in Portugal, everybody knows INESC Tech. There are some research labs all over the country, and I think also in the Highlands. I don't know, is Madeira, Açores, for sure Açores, Madeira. Yes, I think also, but we have a focus group. It called TRIB. The lab is called TRIB Lab inside the INESC. I only want to say one thing for everybody. I don't know if you know the form, but it's possible. I think we have already talked about this, but if not, I say it again. It's possible to present the PhD thesis as a sum of articles. I don't know if we have talking about that, but recently there are many colleagues that present the PhD thesis as a sum of articles. Of course, if you want to do that, it's possible. In the end of this year, everybody must have a clear way, not so clear, but saying what will be the work that you are going to do. Of course, in a PhD work, nobody knows when it ends, and sometimes never ends, but it's possible. Talk with your supervisor team. I'm gonna, in the end of the next presentation, I will show you an example of a PhD thesis. Of course, this PhD thesis that I'm going to show is for some students that now work in Tribal Lab, okay? So let me share the video. Wait in a minute, please. Only. I'm gonna share the video and just a quick test, please. And let me only. Okay. Just a test if everything is all right. Let me see.
No sound.
Okay, thank you. Yes, it's my fault. I must share with the sound, sorry. Yes. Now let's try, please
The
check.
tribe lab from INESC.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna begin, sorry. So let's hear.
Good morning, my name is Filipe Santos. I'm here to present the Laboratory of Robotics
It's
and
very low and difficult to understand. Maybe it
Yes.
could be louder. Thank you.
I know, but if you guys have a way to amplify, I detected this yesterday, but if you have headphones, it's better. Is it at the maximum?
Good morning.
After I will send you. I'm gonna put in the YouTube. Okay. For now, it's in the maximum. It's not possible to do more. Sorry. If you want to use your phone, whatever. Okay. After I will send to you the video in another way. Okay. So let's go.
Good morning, my name is Filipe Santos. I'm here to present the Laboratory of Robotics and IoT for Smart Precision Agriculture and Forestry, the Tribe Lab, from INESC. INESC is a private non-profit and the organization that makes a bridge between companies and universities. This helps to support the innovation from the companies through the knowledge that is developed and created at the universities. We help also to bring these challenges that are done or acquired from the companies, and we bring this challenge to the academia to tackle new problems. To take the knowledge to the market, we have several initiatives at INESC that through the challenge that we have in the society, we driven our developments and research at INESC. To do this, we have the initiatives that are tech for something, the tech for agro-food, for energy, for health, and for industry and for sea. At the domain of Tech for Agro-Food, where I belong to and I am the coordinator, we aim to co-shaping the digital revolution agro-food and forestry. The remain tech initiatives can be seen and more detailed in our website. To build and solutions for these sectors, we have at our institution 13 centers that are grouped in 4 main clusters. The cluster of network intelligence systems, power and energies, computer science, and industrial systems engineering. Well, INESC is established in the main universities of north of Portugal. We are established in Porto University, on Polytechnical Porto School, also in University of Braga and University of Trás-Montiel de Douro, UTAD. We have 6 sites where we have our office and laboratories, and we have 19 laboratories spread around the 6 sites and 3 cities. We have the same model replicated in Brazil that helps to support the innovation in the Brazil ecosystem. Besides of that, INESC incorporates more than 1,000 of researchers. From them, 350 are fully integrated and PhD members at INESC. We have more than 25 nationalities, and 200 of people are going to the market that have passed from INESC, mostly master students and PhD students. INESC is the main associated institutions and owners of INESC are Porto University, Polytechnic of Porto, INESC Lisbon, Universidade do Minho, and UTAD. We have also cooperations with big universities of the north of the United States, mostly UT Austin, Carnegie Mellon, and MIT. We have a good cooperation with big players in Portugal. Most of them you can see in this slide: IKEA, Siemens, Vestas, Bosch, but we have and all of domains of the ecosystems. We have a good internationalization belonging to the main associations and clusters around Europe to drive the innovation and promote our thinking. And we have also an active role on policy making, and also we are belonging and members of the main and relevant collab initiatives that are collaborative laboratories in Portugal. Well, speaking about Tech for Agri-Food, like I mentioned before, we have the motto of co-shaping the digital revolution in the agri-food and forestry systems. To do this, at the moment, the most topics that we have at INESC that are driving the technologies for these sectors are robotics, artificial intelligence, big data, smart photonics, and Internet of Things. But besides of this catalog, we have the other competences that you might see on this slide. To support our innovation, the Tech for Agro-Food initiative, we have associated 6 laboratories that support this. The most relevant is the Tribe Lab, that is the laboratory in robotics for IoT, but we have also other laboratories like for optical and electronic technology, laboratories for computer and graphics that is established at UTAD, and optical sensors laboratories, and we have also the smart grids and electric vehicles where we can develop the agri-photovoltaics ecosystems. To support this, we are driven of this definition of smart and precision agriculture and forestry, where we aim in this concept of smart precision agriculture and forestry. We aim to measure everything that we can on the field, everything, of course, that is relevant for taking the decisions. This can be done with robotics or IoT or remote sensing. These data that are collected on the field are sent afterwards to the decision supports where data analytics and AI can be used to transform this knowledge in prescription map to tell to the robot or machinery where to apply the right product in the right time, on the right amount, and in the right place. To do this, we have this prescription map that will feed the robots or the machinery that will put the things on the field with the accurate manner. This will make the farm more sustainable, and we will make more friendly of the environment. Of course, this is aligned also to the new requirements like food security and bioeconomy. We have several European projects that are being on the portfolio of Tech for Agro-Food initiative. One of them is the Demeter, where we had the challenge to create a Portuguese pilot where we tried to create an interoperable ecosystem where any data could be transported between IoT to the decision support system and to the machinery. This is a challenge that keeps still alive, that is nowadays referred and mentioned as data spaces, and these data spaces are now being worked on the Gaia-X projects. We had also the experience of AgroFood, that is a digital innovation hub, where we try to support the sector to innovate the sector with more robotics and more artificial intelligence on the system. This project has already finished, but we have nowadays in Portugal another digital innovation hub that we could support companies and the ecosystem to make this system more smart and digital. This is another project that is still alive. That is project we have developed in Novaterra, where we have developed the robot that is capable to maintain and control the weeds in viticulture that is mostly realized in steep slope viticulture. This robot is able to go to these fields and fully autonomous navigate even if the GNSS fails or if the terrain is not flat, if it has some slopes, it can understand where is the best place, but I will speak afterwards about this project. This is another project where we have developed a novel robot, and I will show you afterwards, that was coordinated by INESC, and this robot is able, this project we have developed a robot that is able to make the spraying more precise and more friendly of the environment. This is another project. We don't do only robotics. We have this smart fertilizer where we were able to put a novel technology inside of the slurry tank, and we were able to measure the quantity of nutrients that are inside of this slurry manure, and using this knowledge we can apply on the field the right quantity of product that is really needed for the terrain. This can be done when a prescription map is sent to the machinery, and the machinery will decide on the terrain where to apply more or less product and make more valuable this product. Not normally are considered a waste of the farmer, and nowadays with this robot we can optimize the use of this subproduct. This is another product that we like too much, that we like very much, that is the Biotech 4, where we use robotics and IoT technology to recover biomass from the forestry, and this will help to reduce the fires. I will speak more in the front about this. And so in INESC and inside of the Tech for Agro-Food initiative, we have this concept of the triangle, where we consider that INESC is the company or the institution that is able to realize research in some topics and development in some topics to reach the prototypes till TRL 6 or 7. This is done and driven by the end users, normally the farmers, and we consider always the technology provides someone that can take these prototypes and put in the market at the service of the end users. This is our main partnerships in Portugal for the Tech for Agro-Food initiative, and besides of that, we work with this ecosystem, normally with direct contracts, European projects, also FCT projects. So mostly we can go from research projects till innovation projects, and this mostly of the time we are considering master's students and PhD students to support some parts of these developments. These sub-developments normally supports a better PhD and better master students thesis that are more applicable and has a challenge making driven these PhDs and this master thesis. So speaking about the Tribe Laboratory, that brings us to this presentation. The Tribe Laboratory has born in 2014, and this was born from looking to the Portuguese reality, how the agro-food sector is realized in Portugal, looking for the strategic agenda for European robotics and for IoT, looking for the precision and smart agriculture, like I mentioned you before, and also looking for the main trends in big manufacturers of machinery. And in this case, you can see sometimes we have big machinery, seedling, small, very small parts, and sometimes there are tons of machineries, a machine that weighs tons, planting or seedling grams of seeds. This has two problems: the soil compactation, and if the machinery breaks down, we have a downtime of the machinery that imposes some impacts to the farmer. So taking this in consideration, We aim, in terms of R&D, be positioned as a reference in researching and developing modular, safe, autonomous, small-size agricultural machine. When we speak about small size, we speak about less than 1 ton that could be applied in 3 main realities that tells a lot about Portugal or are very relevant for Portugal. The permanent woody crops, for instance, where we have the port wine being produced, the protected crops, normally known as greenhouse or controlled environment, or also for robotics for forest biomass collection, this to reduce the impact of fires and make the forest more sustainable. We do robotics, but we also believe in IoT sensors that are relevant for robotics, but also could be used to update old machinery or even to collect data in situ. Of course, this is aligned to the intelligence, robotics and intelligence systems for smart and precision agriculture and forestry. Well, to drive our research and to support our PhD students and master students, we had defined in 2014 a roadmap that has started in 2017 and will finish in 2027. Now we are working in a new roadmap, but just to help you understand what was the last roadmap that was supporting our innovation and our PhD students and our master students, we had these milestones. In the first instance, we had the objective to have robots that were able to go to steep slope viticulture and do monitoring in high and accurate precision manner. On the second milestone, we had the goal to have precision sprayers that are robotics and that reduce the impact of the spraying operation. And we are at this moment working in pruning and harvesting. These two milestones are supporting, or these challenges are supporting several master theses that are running at INESC. At this moment, we have 4 PhD students working in pruning and harvesting. Well, being said that, as I mentioned to you before, we are a laboratory and we are a multidisciplinary team. So to work on these topics and this challenge, we need to tackle this from several perspectives. And these perspectives, being robotics, means that we have several components that we need to work on. At the moment, we have 6 groups of R&D topics: the safety, mission, supervision, and interoperability topic that is in both sides of robotics and IoT and automation. The outdoor field and navigation, that in this topic we have several channels to tackle, mostly to solve the problem of navigating in places where we don't have GNSS, or even when the terrain is not flat and has some slopes and the robot needs to be aware of their center of gravity. We are working a lot on perception system using AI and deep models to understand the environment, manipulation and grasping, embedded systems and advanced sensors, mechatronics and advanced mechanics. At the moment, we are 13 persons working in this laboratory, and this is our organization. So the PhD and the master's thesis that are developed in this group are supported with a big team that helps to make the PhD work more impactful for the society, but even more impactful for the PhD candidate. Well, to support our technology deployment and validation, sometimes this is very relevant also for our PhD candidates, is to collect real data in real conditions. And to do that, we have at the moment 5 places where we can do these experiments and data collections. One of them is at Pinto do Seixo, Sograb, from Sograb company, but we have also other places like from INEAB, we have from Adboleda, and where we can collect real data. We have also a forestry place from Navigator that we are using to collect real data that can impactful the society. Well, to not take too much time on this experiment, I will show you some of the results of laboratory. And this is the first robotic solutions. This is a robot that is navigating in a steep slope vineyard, moving fully autonomous even if GNSS fails with path planning. This has supported 2 PhD candidates at INESC that they have defended their PhD at 2 years ago at UTAD, and this was a prototypes that support this work. This is another technology. This is a forestry robot for biomass collection, and this has also support the PhD work from other PhD student that has defended this PhD thesis at 1 year ago in UTAD. Well, and this is another robot, the same robot from forestry that we have applied to precision spraying in vineyards. Well, taking consideration that to put on the market, we need to have technology more prepared for small and medium companies because they have very limited R&D departments, and so we have needed to rethink how we can do robotics. And in this way, at 2 years ago, we had a new start that was defined as building the full robots from scratch. This will help to transfer the technology more easily to the market and support more PhD candidates, not only in software but also in mechanics. And in this context, we have 2 prototypes that we call Vet Robot and Model E, and these robots are presented in this photograph that was taken in the Quinta do Seixo, where you can see the 3 robots that we have built from scratch, and they are fully functional and validated in this context. Of course, this is being evaluated, and nowadays we have also another robot that is the Orius robot that we hope to make this a startup with this robot. And this is a very small robot that was built by 10 persons from INESC, and this is a robot that can go to any field and make an estimation of the productivity map, count the numbers of apples, and this can feed the farmer with this information that might be relevant for planning the future, where to treat each plant. And we hope with this robot to reach a startup company, and this startup company will have a previous PhD candidate at UTAD, and nowadays they are trying to make this technology more suitable for the market, and nowadays we are exploring this. This is the Scorpion robot, the Scorpion project, and the previous robot that I have shown to you before was updated to reach this novel robot this novel robot that is able to go to any steep slope vineyard and make precision spraying with high levels of accuracy, and use not just liquids to spray, but also it can use UV lights for novel treatments in these vineyards. This prototype has supported another PhD work that was already defended with success at 6 months ago, and the colleague that was working on this, it will test and validate several technologies, variable rate technologies for precision spray. As you might see, this is a robot that can operate in offset mode with a recovering panel. This is very relevant for steep slope vineyards because you don't have the terrain from both sides, and is also a very innovative robot, compacting best. This is the Model E. As you can see, this is a robot that will operate in vineyards for maintain and control the weeds in the vineyards. This is also another robot that will work in this context and control the vegetation growth, and has also supported another PhD on the topic of the advanced tools for doing and vegetation grow the row and throw it. We hope to take this robot to the market, and this robot is using technology that was developed for other tools, mostly from navigation, path planning, and stuff like that. Besides of that, this is the robot. I want to show you this because this is very relevant. In this video, you can see the same robot using AI technology developed by PhD and master students that is able to detect the trunks and make the precision spraying where the precision fertilization when is detected the trunk and put the fertilizers on the right spot in the right place. This is a machinery operating in very harsh conditions, and normally in this place is not able to pass the tractor, but this robot was able to pass this or through past this. This is the same robot making precision spray. I mentioned to you before. Here was used also the technology from sprayers. This is the same robot operating in several contexts. It was awarded by the FIRA event, but also you can see here this robot operating in very steep slopes vineyards like this one. So just to support your notion that these robots can operate on this context. We are working nowadays in pruning, harvesting, and let's hope that next year this supports new theses from PhDs, from master students, and we have the goal to reach more innovations. So we do science with impact in the society. So here we can see the landscape of robotics for agriculture, and INESC was in 2022 listed as one relevant institution for doing robotics. As you might see, so this is supported with PhD students, and this means that we have robots with impact in the society. Besides of that, we have more than 120 publications in the last 10 years. So we have a good impact on science, but also in the side of innovation. Here I can show you some IoT prototypes that are also supporting innovation in PhD and master students. I will not take too much time on this. This is a smart trap for collecting the detection of bugs that could exist and bring diseases. This is supporting another PhD student. This is the crop sign. This is another component that we have developed at INESC, and this is supporting several PhD theses from agronomics till electronics. This is another sensor that we have developed for research purposes. I will not detail too much. This is another solution that we have from IoTs, the smart scissors and the smart bucket. This will help in places where we don't have machine or robotics for harvesting to obtain the production map. This is being done with a colleague that is doing the PhD at UTAD, and this was also patented, and we are hoping that this patent can bring positive being approved in the coming year, and this is supporting also our PhD student. And this is the result of this use of these scissors. This will help to reach production maps that is very relevant for the viticulturalists. So this is the Pixel robot. This is another tool that is mostly a robot that is used to collect information, to produce digital twins, mostly for collecting intensive data that will support also agronomic PhD students, but also future electronic PhD students that want to work in AI. And so don't taking too much time. In the future, we are working on exploring more the urban farming, agrivoltaics, renewable energies, and experimental facilities for more advanced PhDs in another topics that are more complex. Thanks for listening my presentation, and I hope that if you are doing and expecting to do a PhD thesis, If you don't have where to do this, you can consider our laboratory. You are more than welcome, and I hope that you enjoyed my presentation.
Okay, that's it. I hope you like it. I like it very much. It's the first time that I see the presentation. Is a very important group in our connection. The PhD, we have a lot of students, PhD students that have already completed. Some others are doing in the first, second, third year, and we want to develop. I know that I don't know if is anyone here from INESC. I don't think so. Now we have 2 or 3 students this year. They can't come in presence, but after we'll send the link. But I think Luxon, are you there, Luxon? I think Professor Valente told me that you are trying to is going to this laboratory. We hope in the future. So we are reaching the end. Sorry, questions if you want, no problem at all. We talk with Filipe, and you can send some email or whatever, or talk to Professor Valente. Send an email if you want to know something about the presentation or other thing. Please, you are welcome. I only have 2 things. I don't know if you have some question that I can answer. Please feel free. But let me only show you an example. See what happens. I'm gonna show you an example of a thesis. I don't know what's, just to everybody to see. I'm going to show you a thesis example of one student. Of course, he's not a student right now. He defends the public thesis, I think 2 years ago. But let me show you. Of course, we can talk this in the future to everybody. See what is a PhD thesis. That is a sum of articles. I think Luis Santos, for instance. There are many students from this lab. They prefer, since they publish a lot of articles during the PhD, they, in the beginning discussion with the supervisor team, they decide to, let me, just a minute, please. Yes, I found. I can send you after. Is Luis Santos. Let me show you. This is one of the people that are now in Tribal Lab. Just open the document in a minute. Another thing that is very important, we have models for everything, okay? Please, when you need something relating the model for a thesis plan, for the thesis also, the project plan resists some documents. For instance, we have a model in Overlift that can be written in LaTeX. I don't know if you'll know it, but it's time for beginning that. We have this model, okay? We hope that everybody wants to write in English, please. don't all of the information in this area are in English. If you write in Portuguese, you must translate to the Portuguese. I think it's not a good way, but whatever. It's not mandatory, but we recommend. This is an example of one of the model that we have. We are trying to update some mistakes, but whatever. Is you see is the supervisor team is Professor Valente and Dr. Filipe Santos, the one that talks. And the idea is the format is almost the same PhD normal thesis, but of course, pay attention, is not only put all the articles and make a clip, okay? You must do some text, the connection. We have an abstract. This in English, it's mandatory, even if the thesis is going to be right in Portuguese. We have also with what you call it, same in Portugal, resumo. And in the next presentation, we are going to talk this at the end in open questions. We are going to work in a graphical abstract. Okay, is mandatory for all of you to have this graph, this figure, if you want, in the end of the final thesis. Okay, we are going to talk in the next section of this event about that. Maybe in February, we'll see. The idea is to develop iteratively the graphical along the years, and in the final version of the text, everybody must have a picture. What is a graphical abstract is a way that we look we look a picture and try to understand what about the work. Okay, we'll talk about that. We have people that are very good in this area. Okay, this is from logistics. Okay, see the table of contents. Of course, even the thesis is the sum of articles. Of course, we must connect all the articles. Okay, you are going to see in a minute that the articles are going to be a part of the PhD thesis, but of course there are some connection along the text. For instance, normally this is a normally chapter, introduction, context, motivation, a new achievement, whatever, thesis organization. Normally we have in the second chapter methodology, how you do the thesis, the research, the systematic research, whatever. But okay, conclusions and future work and reference. But if you look attention at the text, you see introduction, some context, for instance, it's normal, motivation, goals. And you see the robot that Filipe talked about in the previous presentation, and thesis organization. And for instance, let's see, methodology. You must have a small text saying what will be the next presentation in this chapter. And of course, this is the focus of the thesis. If you remember the robot that goes alone, find path planning in slopes, whatever, short review. Of course, if you want to do that, is the right time to do, because it's needed to have at most 4 or 5 articles present, and each of one must fit the normal chapters in the PhD thesis. Okay, for instance, they have made an article relating a short review in path planning. They talk about this, and of course they put here the article. You understand? This is an example of a thesis that is a compilation of articles. Of course, there are some texts saying why we do that, or whatever, and after next article. You understand? It's not mandatory, but is a possibility. And the previous 5 PhD thesis presentation we are going to have when it is possible. We suggest also for everybody who don't ever attend to a presentation, we are going to send the dates when we know. We have one from a colleague from Austria, Bernard Grassel, that will be on 31 January 2025. It's next January. Is the first PhD doctor in the next year. And we have more or less 4 or 5 colleagues. When it is possible, of course, you don't need to come from Austria. If you want, of course, you are welcome. All the sessions are free, but it's important to see at most one before your presentation, okay? But don't forget that, because we have models for everything, okay? We have models also. Let me show you when it's not needed for now, but for instance, next year, more or less in this time, everybody needs to register your project plan, okay? And we talk about that later, but we have a project plan register, PhD project plan resist. You see? We developed that overlift. PhD project plan overlift. Yes, is that okay? I'm gonna put in the chat for now, everybody to see, please. It was a colleague from the board direction, Professor José Baptista. I don't know if he's there today. Okay. Also for models to some documents, please ask us first, because when you don't do that, it's take more time, because there are some problems. For instance, I'm going to show you another example. For instance, when you need to register your project plan, you must to fill another thing. Let me tell you right now. You need to fill this form, okay? It's just a form to register your project. It's not this year, don't worry. This year is your elective part. You only must take care about the curricular units, the disciplines, whatever, the doctor consortium, whatever. Is for completed elective part. But in the next year, more or less, in the October, November, normally everybody knows the stabilize the work that want to proceed, the supervisor team, whatever. When this is stabilized, you must fill this form, okay? You must complete the model for the PhD project plan, and in some places you must write correctly, so you send to the system, and there are other problems, okay? But we talk about this later. Question about that? We are reaching the end, but we have 2 presentations. One regarding to an opportunity for you or for your colleagues that is open. It will be very nice if anyone wants to work with Weezie. It's a small company, but it's a nice company, a young company with a nice topics. If you want, we can talk about that. The last one, don't forget, I think I don't know, but I think there are some missing short reports from the previous session. Not for everyone, okay, don't worry. But please send to us. It's very simple. We are, of course, we know that you are here, but we need to have a proof to give you the grades at the end, okay? Just a one page, whatever, no problem. But please, when it is possible, send next week, whatever, a short report about this one, and who doesn't send to us the previous, the kickoff meeting, send again, okay? Question? For now? No? To have a little break. We are reaching the end. I only have more one thing. We only have a simple homework and decide the next meeting. Some question, please. No?
Professor,
Yes?
the curriculums that we are supposed to do,
See, yes.
the curriculums.
The
could you
curricular unities.
Yes, unit.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Could you send what some units involve?
Yeah.
What is involved inside them, or maybe an explanation of what is there?
Yes. Regarding the curricular units, let me only put, I think it's
Sorry,
better.
and also how we can, who is in charge and how we can contact those lecturers.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, sure. Let me only explain that again, no problem at all. Regarding the curricular unities, in the first year, we are trying to update our PhD flyer, but I'm gonna use right now the oldest one, but is more or less the same, don't worry. Yes, is in a draft version, but let me. Yes, let's see here. Are you seeing everybody my desktop? Yes?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Regarding who is in the edition 2024, 2025, why I'm saying that? Because I know there are some students that are from previous edition, like Nur. For instance, Nur has completed some, I don't know if he's more student, but who I'm going to talk only to the new students, okay? Everybody as this is mandatory curricular options. So everybody was enrolled in that curricular units, okay? For instance, regarding this event today, this event is relating to the seminar discipline, you understand? I think you, Luxon, has already sent to me a short report. Yes? I don't have from, yes. So what is needed to complete this curricular unity? Attend to this event, if not possible. For instance, there are colleagues that are on working, whatever. I'm gonna record and after I will send the link. Everybody must attend and must send a short report. Understand? I think we have at most, I don't know, but 3 more 4 events like that during the year. we can talk about that right now. Maybe next session will be in February or March 2025, okay? Until that we are going to talk by email or whatever. But the next session will be the third section, maybe February, March, okay? And it ends in the doctoral consortium that I'm gonna remind everybody must be present in situ. It's not possible to do that by distance, okay? In the 10 July 2024. What will happen in 10 July? We have an one-day workshop. We call it that doctoral consortium. We have companies. We have your pitch, for instance, for everybody. I think, let me show you the previous one from the last year. It was in, let me only open that. A minute. This is the flyer from the previous edition. Okay. This was in okay, overall. Okay, is a workshop, you see, Luxon and everybody is on one day workshop. We have companies, depends. We have almost already has some invitation, but don't worry about that. We deal with that. Everybody must be with us. We have companies. We have some skills. You sing, Luxon, play an instrument. You can bring to us. Thank you. If you have some magic, no problem at all. We like to hear the Jürgen voice singing. I play the blues. If you like blues, I take my guitar. Don't worry. But we have a day to discuss, to see each other. Okay, and of course, this is the last science as Populus, means we like science and we like people. This event is called Science with People. And of course, every student must have a short report on this day. When you send to us the short report, everybody complete the curricular seminar. Everybody understand that? It's clean?
Yes.
Yes.
But another thing, in this day, also it ends another discipline that is called PhD thesis planning and scheduling 2. Understand? In the first semester, we have this one. We are going to talk in the next section. We are going the next event. We are going to talk more detailed about this. But this, if you want to think about that now, is some preliminary work relating with how to do a pitch, how to make a graphical abstract, how to have a systematic review on content, whatever. But this was not made in situ. This, yes, must be in presence. Okay? So in the 10 July 2025, it ends 2 disciplines. This one, seminar, attend and find the final short report, and everybody, after we talking about that, must present her own pitch. Of course, don't worry if normally, at least we in the final of the year, everybody knows the way that we want to go. Everybody has the supervisor team completed, whatever. But if not, don't worry about that. You can present another topic, and must, in some situations, as we talked about that, it's possible to have 3 supervisors team. We don't have co-supervisors. All the professors are supervisors, but it's mandatory that one must be from UTAD, and the guy from UTAD must be in the first order. But everybody is a supervisor, is not co-supervisor. Understand? Luxan. There are still missing,
Yes.
but regarding this one. Another thing,
Yes, yes.
of course, this one, we talked in the previous meeting. This is made by the Clarivate certification. I think there are 2 or 3 colleagues that are sent to us the Clarivate certification, and of course they have now completed the research this discipline. Okay.
Okay.
Who is working on that? If you need something, please tell us. Relating the final, I think that is what you are being to asking. Relating option 1 and option 2. Okay, the idea is when you enroll, everybody must is mandatory to select one discipline, but don't worry about that. The idea is to make, as you see in the previous examples, articles to publish on conference, on journal, the work, okay? And everybody must select 2 disciplines along these options. When you do that, for instance, some students have sent to us some mail. I think it was Jürgen, I don't know, Jürgen sent to us an email and tell us that wants to make, let's see, let me remind, this one, yes, Jürgen?
Yes.
And this one, yes?
Yes.
Is as simple as that. You send Luxan to us. I want to tend to complete, for instance, with Professor Valente. I want to do microsensors and microactuators. You send the email, and after we will reply and say, okay, no problem. Talk to Professor, in this particular case, Professor Valente. Okay? And we forward the email to him, and after you talk with Professor Valente, define the work, whatever. It's as simple as that. Okay? Of course, if you select 2 disciplines, but along the year you want to change, no problem at all. What is important? What is important is one thing that is very important. We have a lot of students, but we need to help you to complete the PhD. We don't want to have a lot of students understand? We want that all of you, this is our mission, almost in 2026, 2027, have completed work, and we have your public defense. That's our mission. So focus. We suggest, of course, that first everybody attend to these sessions, ask us things, whatever. You can begin, everybody, for the disciplines that are mandatory, okay? this one, this one, this one, this one. And when you clear decide where each of you wants to go, of course, send to us, talk to the professor, and try to, since the process is not as some time as you know, normally it depends the journal or the conference, but we have almost 3, 4, 5 months to publish an article. Is not so quickly, but the idea is to include like the directly as I show you in the PhD thesis of Luis Santos, but maybe indirectly. But the idea is to use is that the article that you present are useful to include the main results, the commentaries of the people that are looking to your work in your PhD work. This is very fine for us. So it is possible in 3 years to complete, or almost 3 years, to complete the PhD. Understand?
Yes.
This is very important point for everybody, okay? The idea is not, don't worry, I don't know what options I will make. Don't do anything. Work in the other disciplines, you got time. When you define, for instance, I'm going to work with microelectronic, I'm going to work with power system, okay. Now I need to talk with professor relating to some discipline, control process. We have people that are working in the robots that go through the water, underwater. They need control process. They talk with professor of control, whatever. Other people wants to work in health. Okay, talk with professor that are working that area. Question about that? Any question? No? So,
hello, Professor. Can I
Yes?
ask you a question? Yeah, regarding my case, I only applied for the second semester, so I'm just
okay. How are you? Yes, I see the name. Yes, I see. I saw you. You are from, can you present, please?
Yeah, my name is Hussam Madam, and I'm actually from Algeria.
Okay.
So, yeah, I didn't get the visa yet, so that's why I
Okay.
applied for the second semester. So
Okay.
usually they start,
Yes.
no
problem.
processing the document starting from January. So that's why I switched it. At first I applied for the entire year, and then I
Yes.
switched from a full-time student to
Yes,
part-time.
yes, no problem at all. No problem at all.
Yeah. So I only have like the second semester. So am I obliged to do the mandatory modules for the first semester?
Yes.
So that's my question.
Okay, very nice. You are welcome. I saw your name in the first meeting, but we don't have you here. We have colleagues. Just one simply but very important question for us. How do you know about the PhD? So we have guys from Algeria. How do you know about the PhD? You see in the internet, Google, or some people tell you to come with us?
Yes, I was like recommended by a friend from actually like an Algerian friend who lives in Portugal, and he's studying actually a master's there. So
Yes.
he is the one who recommended me.
Is studying where? In Porto, Vila Real, or Bragança?
He actually studied in UTAD, same university. Yeah.
Okay, very nice, very nice.
From
Okay,
the Department of
so
Communication.
okay, yes. What I think I have some. I have the classes digital signal processing in the master. Is the master of electrical engineering?
My master's, the one that I did.
No. Your colleague.
No, I actually he's coming from like communication department. Communication science.
Okay, no problem. So directly to the question, it's very easy. You are not obliged to do the discipline, but you must do, since if you want, it is possible We are in the beginning. We are beginning, as you saw in the question that your colleague made. You only need to, I'm going to send you, I think, but you, if you want, I send you again the link. You must see the previous presentation. The first was in 26 October, I think. You made a short report. Also, you can make this session a short report, and we suggest, since it is possible, even that you only applying the enroll in the second semester, no problem at all. But you can do the discipline, and after we'll send you the grade, no problem at all. There are many cases like yours, people that had problems with the enroll visa and whatever other things. Okay, so you are invited to complete and do the same that your colleague do.
Okay, perfect.
You understand?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Very
So
nice.
thank you.
So to finish, I'm gonna only yes.
Sorry, just one small question.
Yes.
There's a course that you recommended, the European from the European Patent Office.
Yes,
Where
I'm gonna
does it
talk.
fall
I'm gonna talk that in the open question. Okay, Luxan. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Yes, it's a nice question, and thank you for reminding me. The last topic for today I'm gonna have is shortly. We have here an important topic relating to the thesis plan 1, the first from the thesis project plan 1, that is PRISMA methodology. Okay, I don't know if anyone have heard about this. You know, anyone of you knows what is PRISMA methodology? No?
No.
Okay. Here, there is, sorry?
I was answering. It's a way to do
yes.
a literature review in a
Yes.
systematic way with
Yes,
steps in a way that other
Yeah.
people after can know how the
Yes,
review was done and can assess the quality in the review and know if you
Yeah.
can trust it.
Yes, thank you, Alicia. Is right that. But the idea is when you have a mission, your mission now is to complete your PhD. In some steps, some step along the road, you must have a systematic review, okay? Of course, you can do it by yourself, but there are some ways to do that. And you have here a link, is 1 hour. You take time until March. We have you are seeing my desktop? Yes?
Yes, yes.
Yes. This was made by a colleague of Filipe Sousa. Was made by Ricardo Sousa, you see here. Is a PhD that works in Faculty of Engineering of Porto, and it was made in 2023. It's very nice presentation. It was made in Portuguese, but I'm gonna have just in a minute. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna only show you is the homework for all of you.
Eu acho que vai ser uma mais-valia para todos, em particular para aqueles que vão agora começar trabalhos de doutoramento ou mestrado.
This presentation was made only in Portuguese speech, okay? But the slides are in English. Since we know that there are many people that don't talk Portuguese, we ask a colleague of you, is the same colleague that made the Clarivate demo, you remember, Júlio Rocha?
Yes.
It's the same, but, and the problem. If Julio don't work well, I don't ask him very again. But he made this in 1 or 2 hours using very nice platforms, using AI, and it's very easy. It was very easy. Julio said, listen to the voice, translate in English, and put the legend. Okay, so the video is with legends in English. Okay, if you want people from there are many possibilities. If you want only to see the legends, put the sound in mute. Okay, the idea is to look at this presentation. It's for free, of course, but it will very nice that each of you use that in your pitch. We are going to talk in the next session about that, but the idea, like Alice said, is a very nice tool when you have to make a systematic review, how to do that, whatever. Okay?
Acho que está muito bom, digamos assim, e portanto, ele portanto, se forem aceder ao PubMed, é muito.
Sorry about some problems with the legend, but okay. So the last point that we have, open questions. Regarding the open question, we have already talked about some questions. I don't know what I have to say is please send to us the previous short report as soon as possible to complete. We need to register for future reference. Okay, we suggest that you complete both in the next week if possible. I think we have talked about the models. Don't forget about the models. We have models for everything, almost everything. And if we don't have, please ask us for the register of project plan, for the thesis, for logistical signatures, whatever. When you need something, first call us. Regarding the Luxon question, a very nice question. We have suggest, I don't know if, let me only see where we announced that. I don't know if all of you are attending the course that Luxon talk. Who is attending the course regarding the European patent and whatever? I think Jordan, yes. I think they told me. I don't know if Alice also told us.
Yes, me too.
Yes, nice. Don't worry. Let me only find. I already talked with what's the name of the course? I don't remember. European.
Create,
European.
protect, innovate.
Can you put the link?
The
link
in the chat?
Yes, please. And I only need to say one simple thing. Of course, we strongly suggest that everybody attend the course. The course as yes, thank you. Yes, thank you very much. Yes. This is a partnership between UTAD and this institution in Europe. And I think mostly, I don't know if Jordan can help us or Alice, I don't know who has made already some parts of the course. The mostly part are asynchronous, as I understand. There are some things that everybody can do, And after, I don't know, because I don't, we don't, it's the first time that the course occurs, but mostly are asynchronous. And just this information, the idea is, in the end, UTAD is going to send you a certificate. The exam starts 7 January, and all the models will be done.
I can talk. Maybe it's
Yes,
easier.
please.
It's just because probably I'm the only person I finish all the models, but it's like there are two courses, the entry
Yes.
level and the advanced level, and they can be done at the same time.
Okay.
It's not mandatory, but they have master classes that it's made with work on with break-up rooms and people discuss case studies that are discussed in the course. You have to
Okay.
make the models before the master class, or are supposed to be made before the master class, and then in the master
Okay.
class put the questions, and then and have break rooms
Okay.
to solve some little exercises.
Okay.
And all the models have a quiz at the end. And to do the exam on 7 January, it's
Okay.
you have like 1 month to do the exam. The exam is offline, like takes 2 hours, but it's like 1 hour and they give 2 hours to do. But it's mandatory to have passed all the quiz of the models
Okay.
before taking the exam. So, and that it's a lot of case studies, so it actually takes some time to read everything and do that properly. So
Okay.
it's for whom didn't start yet, it's better to start and go quickly. So on 7 January, have everything ready.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. But don't worry about one thing that I even don't know. The idea is to have 2 time sessions of these courses along the year. One in the autumn, this one that begins in, I think, in October, when I sent to you, October, November, I don't know. And that will be the same, I think, more or less in March or April. Okay? So for you, Luxon, if you who don't attend the course in this first edition, of course, you can attend in the next edition. Of course, we suggest for everybody, okay? It's not mandatory, but it would be very fine, because as I said to you, in the end, they send you a certificate with some X-Force, normally saying the European credit transfer system, whatever. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you. It's very nice to hear that. I think we have almost 3 or 4 students doing that course. And of course, there is a good topic, as you remember Filipe talk, the idea of protecting your ideas. When we have here Gonçalo, for instance, and people that are in companies, they know that is very important when we have a good idea to protect the idea and to know how to do that. If you, of course, any of you want to do that, even in software, I think you have already heard, but it's possible to have a software patent, okay? An algorithm, a code, a method to do something. We have an office at UTAD, and this is almost for free for us, for you, of course, students, you are from UTAD. It's possible to have some logistical ways to protect your ideas. Even, I don't know if you know it, but since we are talking about that, it wasn't the first time that your PhD thesis, if this situation happens in the past, you can, when you submit your thesis, if you want, you select an option not to publish your PhD thesis because it's under patent pending. I don't know if you know about that, but in these courses, of course, they are going to talk about this.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think for now we're reaching the end, almost half an hour after. I think is all. I only have one other thing, but I don't know. I don't know if relating one final thing relating to the academic service. Everything is completed. You need some help. I think almost we have here José Mendes. Are you there, José? He's from Brazil. I don't know if he's listen to us. I think José, as we know, there are 2 or 3 cases that are not completed, updated. One is José. I don't know. We can talk later. After, I don't know if Alice has complete. We have a new master or not yet. Yes.
Yes, but I'm gonna go next week. I will deliver the final
Okay.
version this week, so I'm gonna go there, get the.
So we have a new master. You don't say anything to us. Then congratulations. Okay.
Thank you. I don't feel different.
No problem. No, but is another step. Now you are a master. Okay. In the previous session, you are not a master, almost a master. As the same now, you are the PhD is the next step. Okay. But you haven't completed yet the PhD. No, yes, we are the same, of course. But when it is possible, send to the academic service. Please, another thing that is important. Forget the old. Please use always this application to talk with the academic service. Okay. We have an old platform, but use if anyone needs some help in a Zoom, 5 minutes Zoom, I will help you. It's better this way. Okay, José Mendes is there. I'm gonna talk to you in the end, José, because you are in Brazil. So if you don't have no more questions, no, everything is cool. So thank you very much for being with us again. Have a nice time. We are reaching the end of the year. We wish you all a nice year and happy holidays. And maybe in February, to this meeting, of course, if you want something, call us. We'll talk again, okay?
Yeah.
So have a nice weekend and see you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes, bye. José, if you are there, please wait in a minute. Consegues ouvir-me?